thrive with diversity and acceptance. Respectfully, Michael P. Hancock, Mayor. So on behalf of the City and County of Denver and Mayor Michael P. Hancock, congratulations. You've earned this, and we are so excited to have you a part of us and this community. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm getting old, so I need glasses. My name is Ángeles Ortega, and I'm originally from Mexico. I came to the United States country when I was 18 years old, and like most immigrants, I thought I would only live here for about 5 years and then return home, right? Yes. Well, 40 years later, I'm still here. So life has a way of telling you what to do, not the other way around. Like most of you, I know just how difficult it is to leave home, your family, your food, the music, the culture, the traditions, and the landscapes. In this land, I created a family, a career, a social infrastructure. And when I had the opportunity to go back home, I just couldn't do it. I was enamored with this land. I learned to enjoy baseball and American football. I learned to enjoy burgers, and despite the additional pounds that came with that, I learned how easy it was to get back and to get involved with the community and to live in a true democracy. So this became my home. So still, for the longest time, I didn't consider becoming a U.S. citizen. It took me a long time to make the decision and to actually do it. After all, as a naturalized citizen, there were not a lot of things that I couldn't do. I could not carry a handgun, I could not work for the federal government, and I could not vote. So I was not interested in guns, nor working for the federal government. And the elections in Mexico took place before I turned 18. So I actually had never voted before. So 3 years after arriving in the country and became eligible to apply for citizenship, I really didn't think much about it. Still, you hear the rumblings or complaints or people asking, why don't they just become U.S. citizens? We all know how hard it is, just how difficult it is to formally cut ties with your land. After years of being here, you're part of the United States. A part of your heart is still back in your own country. When you're here, when you're there, you miss the United States. And when you're here, you miss your country. I found that the only time that I was at peace is when I was flying between both countries. The acculturation process is a lengthy one. Young people learn rather quickly, but for adults it takes longer. For me, I can honestly say it took me 15 years. Regardless of the time it took for you, you know that by the time we make the decision to adopt this land as our own, you have the passion and the conviction and the clear knowledge of what it means to become a United States citizen. I know it's hard for those who are born here to understand just how meaningful this step is to us. You don't have to choose, but we chose to place to a new flag. To see a new anthem, into a new history, and a new democracy. By the time I made my decision, I knew better than to believe that the sidewalks were painted with 14-karat gold or dollar bills grew from the trees. I knew the richness of this country, and I learned that there were still needs in the community. While living in Connecticut, I read a small note in the paper asking for Spanish-speaking volunteers to work with incarcerated women. I was so surprised to learn that there were Latino women in prison right here in the United States. I just couldn't believe it. So I called the number, was trained, and volunteered. I visited a young woman from Colombia who was serving a 10-year sentence for dealing drugs. By then, I also learned there was racism and prejudice, and that people were bothered by my accent, and even worse, that being Hispanic meant to be followed in stores or being overlooked for job promotion. So slowly, I got involved more and more in my community, understanding the systems, the gaps, and disparities that also exist within this country. I learned that I could have a voice and that I could increase the social capital of my own community. Then, in 1994, Proposition 187 made its debut in California. The initiative was to establish a state-run citizenship screening system and prohibit undocumented immigrants from using non-emergency healthcare, public education, and other services in the state. Yes, public education. At the time, I was living next door in the state of Nevada, so I wanted to make sure that if a proposition like that ever came to my state, that I could stand against it. And the only way that was happening, it was if I could become a U.S. citizen and vote. So, since 1995, when I became a U.S. citizen, I treasured the moment it happened. And here is my original flag that I received. There was my ceremony. It has been with me since then. It's traveled thousands of miles. We moved to several states. And in 1996, I voted for the first time in my life. And since then, I voted every single election, even for the dog catcher. I still have my first I voted sticker. And my children vote every election, and when they turn 18, the first step to do was to register to vote. We must participate. We must make our voices heard. We have the privilege of being able to vote. In this state, you can even vote in your pajamas. The ballot is mailed to you. All you have to do is fill it out and mail it in. Yes, it was hard to make the decision to become a U.S. citizen. At the time, Mexico did not have dual citizenship. I felt like my Mexican citizenship was the umbilical cord that connected me to my family and my homeland. But by then, I fallen in love with this country and with the American spirit, full of energy, volunteerism, patriotism, and always rooting for the underdog, and one that never gives up. So, for a young woman that arrived in this country without speaking English, having to work in a restaurant kitchen, washing dishes, because after all, I didn't have to speak to anyone while I was washing dishes. Only in this country you can go from washing dishes at a restaurant to 23 years later, running for office and being the first Latina in the state of North Carolina to seek an elected office, to working for the federal government. So I did work for the federal government eventually, and now working in this amazing place with so much learning happens, where kids are inspired and where everyone is welcome here. In this country, you can accomplish what you set your mind to do. It continues to be the land of opportunity. Yes, it has its flaws, but overall, it's a wonderful place to be. And yes, in 1998, when Mexico allowed dual citizenship, right away I applied to become a Mexican again. So Mexican again. Words escape me to explain just the pride that must be in your hearts. I know that each of you truly understand and is ready to pledge allegiance to the United States flag, to defend the Constitution, and to be the best American citizens that you can be. Because we're grateful to this land that took us in, that embraced us, and that are now setting roots. So today, on Flag Day, embrace your new country and still love the land that you were born in. Because we can do both. Our hearts are large enough to love both lands. Please don't take your citizenship for granted. And voting is the greatest privilege that you will have. Remember that others from our own lands died and continue to die for the right to vote. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. That was one of the best remarks I have ever heard in my life. And